Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like.
Hey folks, welcome to GAW Dark here in Atlanta, the former home of the WCW Power Plant. We are about 10 days away from Winterfest, and we got a big show here tonight. Of course, Devon Andrews is here, one of the hottest free agents in the world, the brother of the current Academy champion, Kurt Andrews. We're going to get to see Pretty Bad Deal. We're going to get to see Cody Rhodes versus Pete Dunne in the main event. We're going to get to see Kairi Sane versus Charlotte Flair, because on Friday, Shayna Baszler will make her first defense of the United States Championship that she won at Storm Blackout. So here we begin with Pretty Bad Deal, representatives of the Las Vegas Connection, just trying to bounce back after they faced Midnight last week. It was part of LVC's grand plan to have PBD come out and hurt Midnight. They did their best. Midnight won the match, and then he beat Angelo Diaz for the Raw title on Monday. So now Sean Alexander in the ring, and Jacob Ace will try to bounce back as a tag team, and Alexander immediately catches Drummond trying to go up top. Let's see what Alexander can do here against the always eccentric Stefford Drummond. Danielson in there as well, reigniting this old team. We haven't seen them team together in a little bit here, and Alexander looking for a corkscrew kick. Drummond wisely gets out of the way of that one. Pretty Bad Deal, I think, needs to bounce back after that loss to Midnight. Jacob Ace out of the corner with a big boot. Assisted boot for Ace. The former MMA fighter, Jacob Ace. Tag in, here comes Danielson. It's interesting to see Danielson in this position. Of course, you know, he's got some history with our guest tonight, Devon Andrews. Danielson gave Andrews his first GAW match. Unsanctioned, of course, but it was a match nonetheless. Knife edge chop, and it's answered. Into the corner goes Danielson, and Pretty Bad Deal. They're having their way with Drummond and Danielson here, and now out of the corner it'll be Sean Alexander with the assisted big boot. PBD's liking this move here, and that was something that I think they were told by Derek Cole, Marco Diaz, that you gotta have more double teams. That was one thing they really struggled with against Midnight. Not enough of the double team offense to really take advantage of their numbers advantage. To the gut, and Alexander with a sliding knee. Alexander's got much more of a flair than Jacob Ace. Alexander much more the showman than Ace is. Danielson trying to answer that showmanship in kind. Danielson, nice drop kick. He's a pretty good athlete, folks. You got to give him credit for what he's able to do. Ducks underneath the lariat, and Danielson with a running cross. There's a reason why this guy is a former Academy champion. The Academy's first ever appearance on YouTube. Scott Danielson was the champion at the time. Into the corner he goes and takes down the referee. Referee caught by the Danielson shoulder, and now Alexander brainbuster Ace from the top of the frog splash. Beautiful combination from Pretty Bad Deal. Into the cover goes Jacob Ace. The referee is there. Stefford Drummond just in time to break things up. Boy, this ref's had a tough night, hasn't he? Out of the ring goes Drummond. This ref's had himself a tough night. Pretty Bad Deal. And they very well could have had the win right then and there. Danielson catches the leg. Danielson with a double sledge. Lots of taunting here from Scott Danielson. Not something we're usually used to seeing from the former champion. He has changed his approach somewhat. Alexander gets involved and stops Danielson from continuing the attack on Jacob Ace. And that was an awkward fall from Danielson. Of course, we have new tag team champions in the GAW Academy. If you missed Storm Chaser on Monday, go watch the main event. The Wing Collectors finally conquer the Titans rules and become Academy Tag Team champions. So we're looking at an entirely new championship scene in the tag team division here in the Academy. So everyone's asking what comes next. Are the Titans going to go after the championships once again? Or are there going to be new challengers? I mean, what are we going to see? The tag team division is still fairly new in the Academy after it went away for a long time. But Leiter, of course, still the greatest tag team wrestler in the history of the GAW Academy, so he's still kicking around. What does he have plans on doing? What does Dagonite have plans on doing? Look at the strength of Scott Danielson into a wheelbarrow neck breaker. And all I know is Danielson and Drummond, they might have some plans going forward. Danielson, he gets Ace up, maybe looking for Blade Runner, but Jacob Ace slides off the back. Ace catches the boot once again. Look at the strength of Jacob Ace with a spine buster. Don't underestimate how strong this guy is. And now Danielson could be in a little bit of trouble here as Ace comes in, almost like a diving headbutt. Danielson trying to get over to his corner, make a tag, but Jacob Ace absolutely flattens him with a super kick. Alexander out, trying to intercept Drummond, and he can't. Drummond once again able to break up that tag, but Alexander with a face buster on Stefford Drummond. Pretty bad deal once again, have the advantage here numbers-wise. Danielson didn't see Drummond go out, so into the corner he goes, and there's no support from Stefford Drummond, and Jacob Ace levels him with that shot. Ace drags him over. Jacob Ace to make the tag, feet on the ropes, Ace to steal it. Drummond got up just in time. Danielson kicks out of the knife edge, chopping a lariat. Danielson trying to use that strength. Into the cover goes Danielson. Jacob Ace kicks out. And Stefford Drummond trying to get the revenge on Sean Alexander for the couple shots. Referee chastising Drummond. So Scott Danielson stays alive once again in a 2-on-1 situation. Pretty bad deal. Certainly have dominated this match in the early going. And now Jacob Ace will tag in. Here comes Alexander. You can see how good Pretty Bad Deal is when they're actually in it to win this thing. And Alexander into an armbar. Alexander, he's been learning some things from Jacob Ace, hasn't he? He's got the leg trapped as well. Danielson just bent in half. And Scott Danielson trying to break the grip, and he does. Nice job there from Danielson, but the damage was done on that left arm. Alexander, shot, boot to the gut. Alexander gets him up. Look at the strength. Buckle bomb. And once again, Danielson needs a tag. Alexander cutting that ring in half, and a corkscrew kick from Sean Alexander. Alexander doing the right thing, dragging him away as far as he can, away from Stefford Drummond. Feet onto the ropes. Alexander trying to use that leverage, and Alexander, the referee didn't even see it, but Alexander using the leverage from the ropes to get the win. You see how effective Pretty Bad Deal is when they're actually trying to win a match. I think it just goes to show you they were not in it to win against Midnight last time on Dark a couple weeks ago. Well, that's changed now. They came into this match with every desire to go win this thing, and they did. Alexander, there's another look at the corkscrew kick from Sean Alexander, and Pretty Bad Deal. They won on their debut against Woods Club, and now here they are with another win against Stefford Drummond and Scott Danielson. Big win for this new team, and with new champions, What could this mean for Pretty Bad Deal? Do they have their eyes set on the wing collectors? Pete Dunne continuing his foray into the singles ranks here. No Tyler Bate. We've seen British Strong Style a few times over the last weeks and months, but it hasn't been a good run for them. Just 2-6 are British Strong Style here in season 2. Pete Dunne, as an individual, a slightly better record for him. 2-3 as an individual. So this is a good opportunity for Pete Dunne to prove himself here. He's got a tough opponent. And we know what Cody Rhodes is all about. We've seen what he's done. That's who Pete Dunne has to contend with here today. Rhodes is going to be motivated after dealing with Brock Lesnar, the World Championship on the line. So Rhodes absolutely going to be motivated. 2 straight losses for Cody. He's going to be coming in looking at this match as a way to bounce back. He's become pretty well known here in Atlanta, has Cody Rhodes. Now, his father became famous just across the state line over in Florida, and Cody's put up some pretty good wins, some pretty good matches here on GAW Dark in the past. In fact, one of Dark's best matches ever saw Cody Rhodes go up against Adam Cole. That was back in June of this year. That was one of the best matches that you will see on GAW Dark. He came out on top of this one, but the last time we saw him in Atlanta, he lost to Buddy Murphy. That was 2 weeks ago here on Dark. So Cody hoping to walk out of here with a different result against the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. And it's a good start from Cody, able to deal with the strikes of Dunne. You saw him check the leg kick immediately, and that's what you need to do. Dunne's obviously going to go for the joints, and submission holds and everything else are part of what he's going to do, but people forget how good of a striker Pete Dunne is. So can you stay away from the devastating strikes of Dunne? That's what the real trick is going to be here for Cody. And Cody, that's a throwback to his father, dropping the elbow right on the chest. Let's see how Cody approaches this match. Well, apparently he's going to approach with a cover, and Dunne able to power his way out of that one. It's always an interesting strategy when you're going up against someone like Pete Dunne. How close do you want to get to him? He doesn't have the same size that you would think, oh, let me just stick and move and do something like that. So it's always a challenge when you're approaching Pete Dunne. Cody Rhodes with a cross body. Cody, I think, is approaching him the right way. Lots of quick offensive maneuvers, lots of grapples. Trying to keep Pete Dunne from doing anything like, Dunne trying to unscrew Cody's head with a big strike, and Cody sends him over the top. You gotta make sure that Pete Dunne is not able, first of all, to grab a limb. That's the most important thing. But like I said, you also have to be aware of Dunne's striking ability. Dunne calling Cody back into the ring, and Dunne may have made a mistake as Cody Rhodes hangs him up on the top. I think that was an issue for Dunne. Cody, one of the most talented pure amateur wrestlers in the world right now, and he's going to show it as Cody goes into a camel clutch. Modified as he's not getting that same leverage in the lower back. You can see he's down on that right knee. So this is almost like a dragon sleeper in a way, because a lot of the torque goes onto the neck. Pete Dunne able to break out of it pretty easily. Cody, big right hand shot, turns him around, crossroads. That is what Cody can do at the end of the day. That crossroads, it's so quick, it's so unpredictable, and it's so deadly. Cody Rhodes gets the win. He tried it twice against Brock Lesnar. Neither one worked. But Pete Dunne, all respect to Dunne, he is a little different of a competitor than the beast Brock Lesnar. So Cody Rhodes gets himself a win to get back on track. And it's needed. Well done from Cody. He definitely needed something like that. Ramon Gutierrez has become pretty well known to the fans in Atlanta. He really got his GAW start here on Dark. One of the top young rookies that we've seen. I mean, just in terms of record, when you look at Ramon, of all the rookies, a 7-4 record is one of the best. Bettered by only a few. Derek Cole, of course, among them. One of the other great matches you'll see on Dark came when Ramon Gutierrez faced Cole here in Atlanta. Of course, those two have chosen different paths to go forward, and Gutierrez unfortunately lost his mask to Jackal a few weeks ago. Joshua Moore certainly made a name for himself on Storm Chaser just a couple days ago when he threw down a challenge to Devon Andrews. Now, Devon said that has nothing to do with his presence here tonight, but as you can see, Devon, he is here. He is actually here in Atlanta. He said he wanted to check out the facility. So Joshua Moore, he challenged the brother of the Academy champion, and now here is Devon. And Moore, he's got something to prove. I don't know if he knows. I assume he knows that Devon Andrews is here, so certainly Moore's got something to prove here tonight. So Moore's got something to prove with Andrews being here. Nice catch as Gutierrez went for a drop kick. Moore follows it up. We last saw Ramon Gutierrez a couple weeks ago on Storm Chaser going up against Eddie Hernandez. It was a really good match. Gutierrez really pushed Hernandez, but unfortunately he came up just short. Joshua Moore, it looked like a half and half, and now Moore going to continue the attack, targeting the neck of Gutierrez. Ooh! Rolling forearm strike to the back of the neck into a cover, and Gutierrez kicks out. But you can see where Moore is looking already, and we know that air raid crash he calls the way the cards lay. That targets the back of the neck as well. So Moore, he's approaching this match the right way and trying to neutralize maybe the speed of Gutierrez. Oh! Moore thought he could get his way out of that one, as Gutierrez might have been looking for a reverse DDT. And Gutierrez, too quick, and now into a dragon sleeper goes Ramon Gutierrez. You can see he's got the right arm hooked as well, but Joshua Moore, nice flexibility there to get up, and now Moore caught Gutierrez coming in. Oh, Joshua Moore, double underhook backbreaker. Wow. So Gutierrez trying to outpace Joshua Moore. It's not working. Moore, heel toss up to the top. Moore with a missile drop kick right to the chest. That has become one of my favorite things to watch Moore do, but Ramon Gutierrez answers with a simple stunner. Sometimes it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Gutierrez, springboard moonsault. The lucha stylings of Ramon Gutierrez, but Joshua Moore, he snapped his way out of that one. Gutierrez going to continue the attack now. Gutierrez turning up the pace off the ropes. Pop-up drop kick. Gutierrez knows what he needs to do. Bicycle knee strike, and he's caught into a slam. And Moore, he turned around hoping Gutierrez would still be there. Moore coming off the top of the corkscrew forearm, and Gutierrez avoids it. Moore right back to his feet. That is toughness right there from the rookie Joshua Moore. Less than 2 years as a professional wrestler going up against Ramon Gutierrez, who is in his 9th. Gutierrez just taking it to Moore in the corner. This is a high-paced match, and I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, Gutierrez obviously coming from that Lucha Libre background. I mean, obviously he would like to push the pace in his matches, but Moore, the fact that he's willing to run with the luchador, that is... Oh, Moore once again caught him with that slam. This time into a cover, not going to allow Gutierrez to roll out of the ring. Gutierrez kicks out. So smart from Joshua Moore, and now Moore gonna continue the attack up onto the shoulders the way the cards lay. And Moore, look at how smart that is. Got in between Gutierrez and the ropes, leg hooked, and Joshua Moore right in front of Devon Andrews. Boy, does he make a point. Andrews is here in Atlanta watching Joshua Moore, and he really proved something here tonight. This is the toughest opponent that Moore has come up against since his first GAW win, and one of the toughest opponents that he's seen at all. Now he's gone up against Jackal, Scott Danielson, among others. This is a much different man here in Ramon Gutierrez, but Moore able to deal with it in the way the cards lay, depositing him right on the back of the neck. After the attacks earlier on that region of the body, Joshua Moore really knows what he's doing. I think there's no doubt about it. And Moore, he laid out the challenge to Devon Andrews on Monday. And folks, I'm being told that our backstage interviewer, Nick Gray, is standing by with Devon Andrews. Devon, if I may ask, why exactly did you come here to Atlanta? I explained myself perfectly well on Monday. I am the hottest free agent in the world, so I can go where I want. Plus, my brother has always spoken so highly of this place, so I figured I owed it to myself to see where it all began. Come on now, Devon. You haven't once mentioned Joshua Moore's challenge and whether that played a factor. I didn't mention it because it's not relevant. You can believe whatever you want, but I have bigger plans than one man. But as for Joshua Moore, I respect a man who extends a random challenge to a guy who doesn't work for this company. So Joshua, I saw what you did out there. You've got something. Something more than Scott Danielson, I presume. So I accept. Seems like Devon Andrews might have himself an opponent sooner rather than later. We'll wait for confirmation on where that match will happen, although I do have some theories myself. Apparently it's a Second City Wrestling takeover here in Atlanta. We saw Joshua Moore, and now here is Chandler Marcy, a product of the same Second City Wrestling system. That's one of the top indie promotions in the United States, certainly the top one in the Midwest, I would think. And Chandler Marcy used it well. That was where he landed after he shockingly made the decision to not go to the NFL despite all of his talent, to come here, be a professional wrestler. And he has been rewarded with a spot here in GAW. A good relationship with the scouts over at Second City Wrestling, the trainers over at Second City Wrestling. And Chandler Marcy has ended here in General Admission Wrestling. How long has it been since we've seen Overload here in GAW? Still looking for his first win, it has to be said. Last time we saw Overload, it was right before Northern Lights when he fought Eddie Hernandez. Hernandez beat him on that occasion. The big man, 0-11 here in season 2. I mean, he may not like me saying that, but you know, it has to be said. I gotta call it like it is. It has not been a good season for Overload. Will it get any better here against Chandler Marcy? We last saw Marcy go up against Lars Nightfall on Storm Chaser. He didn't come up with a win in that one, but of course very few actually do. Overload knows a thing or two about Lars Nightfall as well. So maybe Overload will think of some things that he can do to slow down Marcy, although I don't know who I'm kidding. It's not like Overload watches film or anything like that, so what am I saying? Off the ropes, Marcy. Oh, wow. That is the strength of Chandler Marcy, a German suplex on a man as big as Overload, and now Marcy going to follow it up. Oh my God, you are kidding me, Marcy. I mean, the strength of Chandler Marcy, this is just ridiculous. Marcy going to continue the attack, just chucking Overload around. Overload weighs over 300 pounds. And Chandler Marcy just tossing him around like he's a child. I mean, it's unbelievable. Overload now going to engage Marcy on the outside. Maybe that was the wrong decision. Maybe it wasn't. Overload trying to get the advantage back against the incredibly athletic and powerful Chandler Marcy. Overload going to a body shot there with the left hand. And back into the ring he goes, and once again, just too overconfident as Chandler Marcy getting in the way. Marcy with a big lariat. And now, here he goes up top. He doesn't always do this. Marcy with a splash. Just coming down, 265 pounds of Chandler Marcy onto the chest of Overload. And Chandler Marcy, it is that easy for Marcy to pick up the win. Can you believe the strength on display from Chandler Marcy in this one? I haven't seen anyone do something like that to Overload. But Chandler Marcy is a special kind of athlete. There's no doubt about it. I am excited to see the way he is growing in GAW. Really, all of these guys from Second City Wrestling have grown so fast in GAW. Marcy, you can see the potential just oozing out of him. Can he continue to improve? That is the question. So far, it looks like that improvement is certainly progressing. We saw Martina Del Sol 2 weeks ago here go up against Kristen Sakamoto, and Kristen, I mean, even though she absolutely robbed Martina, I mean, she still has not said anything, has not done anything about that. We haven't seen Kristen at all. She's just basically disappeared after what went down a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the deal with the Sakamoto sisters really is, but good to see Martina Del Sol getting back on the horse here after, I mean, she probably should have had a win against Kristen. So I'm glad to see her bouncing back. That's what we've come to expect from her. Oh, now this is something to see. Sophia Sweetness back here. Obviously, she got into it with Lazara. Lazara helped Sophia out in a big way. Really helped Sophia improve in her rookie year. But Sophia tried to big time one of the great wrestlers in the GAW Academy. Didn't quite work out. This is the first time we'll be seeing Sweetness since her last match with Lazara. So maybe she'll have a little bit of a new mentality here going in. You know, maybe she's changed a little bit since that time. I don't know. No one's talked to her. No one's seen her. We can't say for sure where she's at mentally. But Martina Del Sol motivated after that match 2 weeks ago. This is a tough matchup. Let's see if Martina can take advantage here. Sophia coming in with a big shoulder tackle. That one I think she did learn from Lazara. And Martina Del Sol quick to answer. Martina, German suplex. Sophia Sweetness backflips out of it, lands right on her feet. And Sophia Sweetness gonna take the attack right back to Del Sol. Now, if you missed Dark a couple weeks ago, Martina Del Sol pretty much had the win over Kristen Sakamoto, but Sakamoto pulled the referee in front of herself during a Del Sol attack. So the referee was down. Del Sol hit the red eye, and there was no referee to make the count. So she was robbed of what should have been a win. Into the corner, Del Sol out of the way of the Sophia Sweetness attack, and a nice takedown. Del Sol's got to keep this attack going on Sweetness, and she does see Sweetness with the attack from behind. Del Sol, Sweetness off the ropes, and Del Sol with a spine buster. Sweetness just trying to crawl away into the corner. Del Sol going in pursuit and a knee to the jaw. Now Sophia Sweetness out of the ring, trying to confuse Martina Del Sol, the veteran, not having any of that. Into the corner goes Sweetness. Uses her own quickness and a sweet shot. You cannot turn your back on Sophia Sweetness, and Sophia makes her pay. Del Sol maybe still feeling some residual effects of the Kristen Sakamoto match from a couple of weeks ago. Either way, Sophia Sweetness, that is a heck of a match from her, and just when it seemed like Martina Del Sol had gotten the advantage, Sophia Sweetness, here's another look, the sweet shot. And that is why Sweetness is so dangerous. You have to watch out for her, and I think she can say whatever she wants. I think she's learned a thing or two from her time with Lazara. Coming up next, folks, is our main event. Kairi Sane versus Charlotte Flair. The winner will get to face Shayna Baszler on Friday. Charlotte Flair's had more than her fair share of brushes with champions in the past, and yet has never held gold in GAW, a fact that I think continues to bother her to this day, given her pedigree everywhere else she's been. So for Charlotte Flair here, this is a big opportunity because she is one win away from Shayna Baszler. Now, Flair, of course, faced Baszler herself a couple weeks ago on Storm and was thrown from the top rope with a top rope gut-wrench suplex. This is the first time we've seen her since then, and is she still feeling the effects of that? I mean, certainly it was brutal enough that you would think so, but I don't think she would reveal that to anyone. Fans will always love Kairi Sane. There's no doubt about that. But much like Flair, despite Sane's incredible success pretty much everywhere she's been, she also has yet to hold gold in GAW. So an interesting matchup here because you have two people who, while they have wildly different attitudes, still have very similar thoughts or very similar situations in GAW, that maybe they haven't reached the heights that they would have expected from themselves when they got here. And of course, one of them has incredible fan support, that being Kairi Sane. The other has not done a whole lot to ingratiate herself with the GAW faithful, that of course being Charlotte Flair. Well, they say you're one win away from being one win away. Both these women are. The winner here gets a chance at Shayna Baszler with the US title on the line in just 2 days. Let's see how this goes down. I think it's going to be a methodical start from both women. You don't want to make a mistake with either of these two. They can punish you in two very different ways. Kairi Sane trying to leverage that quickness into a reverse DDT. We've already seen a whole lot go down tonight. Pretty bad deal picking up a tag team win. Devon Andrews was here and accepted Joshua Moore's challenge, so we'll just wait on word from Jason Parker about where that match, when that match could go down. Although, like I said, I have a couple theories. And now we're gonna get to see in real time Shayna Baszler's first contender for the US title. That's going down on Friday. Winterfest just 10 days away. 2 episodes of Storm, 1 episode of Storm Chaser still to go before Winterfest. So folks, buckle up. There is a lot coming at you. Up onto the top goes Charlotte Flair, and Kairi Sane, she's comfortable at the top. Charlotte Flair certainly is not. She's gonna get flashbacks to what Shayna Baszler did to her. Kairi Sane perched on the top rope with a superplex. You rarely see that from Kairi. But Kairi Sane, she's putting it all on the line. Charlotte Flair kicks out at 1. Sane just a senton to the back, using her own body as a weapon, is the Pirate Princess. Nice drop kick from Sane, and Charlotte Flair trying to get out of the way of Sane's attack. It's a good strategy. You can't allow Kairi Sane to get going. Sane gonna continue the offense here. Charlotte Flair. Are we gonna see Flair go for a figure 8? Are we gonna see her go back to the natural selection? Is she gonna try to do something else? That's been really the story of Flair in GAW. Flair looks like she's going for the knee, so maybe the figure 8 is in play for the Queen. It's something that she's gotten away from. She said herself it's become a little bit too predictable, has the figure 8. Sane caught Flair trying to come in. And into the corner goes Charlotte Flair once again. Kairi Sane has Flair in a good position here. Spear. Flair, I think she caught that right in the ribs, and now Kairi Sane running in with the sliding forearm. Caught Charlotte Flair right in the jaw, and now up top goes Kairi Sane. Sane, moonsault press from Kairi Sane. We know how good Sane is jumping from the top, and she's gonna follow it up. If it were me, I'd make the cover right after the moonsault, but Sane has something else in mind. I think we might know what it is. Kairi Sane from the top, insane elbow. And Flair still reeling after that moonsault. Sane into the cover, and Kairi Sane will fight Shayna Baszler for the US title on Friday. That is a big-time win from Kairi Sane. And Charlotte Flair just, maybe it's a blessing in disguise for Flair because she doesn't need to see Shayna Baszler again after what Baszler did to her a couple weeks ago. But Kairi Sane, here's another look. The insane elbow, best elbow drop in the business in my opinion. And Kairi Sane, that's a big-time win for her. And when you look at Sane in season 2, Sane had a 3-7 record coming into this match, so certainly not the kind of win-loss record she would have been expecting Nice win for Sane. We will see her against Shayna Baszler in the main event of Storm this Friday. So folks, make sure you subscribe so you can join us. The U.S. title will be on the line. We'll hear from the Skymen, the new tag team champions after Blackout. Just 10 days to go before Winterfest. So folks, you want to subscribe so you can see everything in General Admission Wrestling. Thank you all so much. Check the website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. Join the Discord so you can get your first ever GAW t-shirts. We'll see you on Friday.